Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Doflamingo. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile for OP07, in which I told you we would dive back into as soon as it was around the corner. In which, without further ado, let's get into this deck list. We're going to talk about it. We're probably going to play like 4 or 5 games as we normally do here, and we're going to play 2 different builds. And I will show you a third build as well with Dofi. Now, we are going to be running with 8 2K counters here, be it Viola and Baby 5. No more, no less. These are the 2Ks you must run in this variation of Doflamingo, due to the fact that both of these 2Ks are searchable with Baby 5. And you might be thinking, well, just because they're searchable doesn't make them necessarily good, right? They're just 2Ks, boys. You're not going to play this on board. You're not going to play this on board. You're going to use this as a 2K counter. But there are 2Ks in which you can play from hand that will give this deck a little bit of value. Because someone in the comments or someone's going to be thinking this at the end of the day. And that's something like X-Drake. This allows you to get -1 on play for Dawn, and then your opponent trashes a card in hand. Great, right? Because it extends Birdcage, makes your opponent discard a card. Logically, that sounds great, unless you're running into a black deck such as Gecko Moria, Rob Lucci, Perona. Making them discard a card doesn't necessarily matter, considering they can just get it back from the trash at some point in the game. But yeah, I understand. He has his uses. And then we have the other 2K counter, which some people might play around with, which is Khalifa. This has the exact same effect as Queen, except for she is on attack, Queen is on play. So Queen has immediate value when he's used. Khalifa has to last a turn before you can don -1 to draw 2 cards, which is never going to happen realistically, and she's not searchable. The reason why having searchable 2Ks makes this a lot more valuable is because we got a brand new card from EB01 called Off-White. This allows your leader to gain 4,000 power, as most of your events do, and you can search the top 3 of your deck. If you find a Don Quixote Pirates type character, you can add it to your hand. It has to be a character, it cannot be an event such as Spiderweb or a Birdcage or any of that nature. It has to be a character. With that being said, drawing those 2Ks from Off-White, from Baby 5, makes it a little bit more valuable. And speaking of which, we've also added in a couple of other spicy variants to this deck, such as Dellinger and Pika. I played around with Pika a lot in OP04 and OP05. In OP05, this card did not have a lot of value, considering we were running into a deck that we all hate, unless you're a Sokka main, is Sakazuki. So, being Doflamingo in OP04, this deck was actually very, very strong, because we were playing the film type version. But, as soon as Sokka came out, Dofi kind of just dropped off, man. This deck didn't really do all too much once Sakazuki was in the format, which does suck, because it was a lot of fun to play. But having the opportunity to do something like this, drop down a Luffy, play into a Brook, then Brook plays into something else on board, which normally is like an Usopp, right? At the time in OP04. Well, OP05 comes out, you have an Ice Age, you got a Rob Lucci target, and you can pop multiple units in the same turn. So this could die the same turn, this could get Hound Blazed, for not very much value as a Sokka player, right? So it kind of makes this deck fall flat. Now, when OP05 came out, we got access to Birdcage, and people started doing different variations of this list, this deck, and trying to see if we can get it to work. I've done numerous here on the channel. I still do many, many variations of Doflamingo. Even now, this is probably one of my favorite decks to play in the formats, It's a lot of fun. But with that being said, OP07 is here, and what kind of new tools did this deck acquire? Particularly, not many, but it does have access to some. And today we're going to be talking about and playing with NoroNoro Beam Sword. This is a 2-cost event that you can don -1 don, give up to a character or leader plus 2,000 power for the turn, and then rest any card on your opponent's side of the field, other than the leader. So this can rest things like Yamato, Big Mom, and Nell, 7-drop Kid. It can rest whatever it wants, which is really, really good, especially if you have Birdcage out and that character happens to be a 5-cost or less. If not, you can still rest it and get value with this. On trigger, you can don 1, ramp up 1 Don, which is okay. But normally, you're just going to be playing with this as an event. Other than that, we've added in Hody Jones from OP06. I've been playing around with this guy for a while. Not just this variation, but multiple different Dofi decks. There's a very, very strong card in Birdcage Dofi. It really gives him that oomph, that he really needs to go for games sometimes. And again, he can rest up to 1 character, 1 Don, 2 Don, or 2 characters, some order of that nature, which pairs really, really well with Birdcage. And he's an 8K swing. So, you got that going for you. Queen, of course, I hate to say it, but you must have Queen in a variation of Birdcage Dofi. Very expensive card, I understand that, but this gets a on play Don -1, so that will extend Birdcage. Also allows you to draw 2 cards and trash 1 from hand. So if you have extra Birdcages, you get extra Dofis, Zoros, Hody Jones, whatever, you can discard, draw 2, you do your thing. Overall, we are going to dive into a bunch of games today and see what we can cook up. But before we do, I do want to talk a little bit about the Pika. I touched on it a little bit earlier, but Pika is a very, very strong card. Going into OP07, in my opinion, you have less removal other than the one big main deck, and that's going to be RP Law. RP Law has a ridiculous amount of removal, we all know this, but Pika is still a 6K body, so they will have to drop some cards to get rid of it, which is like a Gordon, and then they can bottom deck it. But this is really the only deck that's going to give this card a lot of trouble, other than Boa. Boa will be another blue deck, of course, that has access to things like Raging Tiger, 3000 Worlds, Red Rock, all of that sort of thing. But there are going to be other decks that are going to be popular, such as Gecko Moria, Rob Lucci, Perona. I may be coping, but I'm very much enjoying Pika, just because it has that, if this card would be KO'd, you can rest something on your side of the board that's 3 cost or more. So ideally, like a Dellinger here, to make sure Pika is safe. You're attaching 1 Dawn each turn. This is swinging for 7. At the end of your turn, it can restand itself. So, again, I might be coping. This will probably come out at some point of the deck anyway. So take this part with a grain of salt. Just try it first and let me know what you think about it. Because you guys know I've done multiple different variations of Dofi on the channel here, so you'll find a list that you enjoy. In any case, let me go ahead and show you another version of Dofi that we will be playing today, which will be this one here. We've taken out the Dellinger, we've upped the cost, or upped the ratio on Doflamingo, so we made sure to go 4 of these. We've added in 2 Flap Threads, and then 1 Ragnarok. We're going to talk about this really, really fast, and we'll hop into games. Everything else here, ratio-wise, is going to be the same. Flap Thread. This is a card in which I always pair with 8-cost Kid variations of Dofi decks. This allows your leader to become 7K for a whole turn, which really helps you in decks that go wide, such as Gecko Moria and Rob Lucci. Oh, no, yeah, Rob Lucci, Gecko Moria, and RP Law. These decks are very, very easy to get a lot of bodies on field early game, and Law not having a lot of extra Dawn to spare to go for swings. 1 Flap Thread can just tell his whole board no 9 out of 10 times. And on top of that, if you're playing into any other deck that you happen to play Flap Thread to, if you have a Kid on board as well, you hit a Flap Thread down, you're going to 8K for a whole turn, which is really, really good. And then, of course, we've added in Ragnarok. This was in my last EB01 Dofi build. I think you still need this card for any purple deck. I think this card is really, really good. The downside to it, it's not searchable with Birdcage Dofi. Generally speaking, you don't really run any cards in here to search this out. But it does one thing that's very, very important. It pops Eustace Kid. And what deck is going to be running Eustace Kid in OP07? Perona, Yamato, Bonnie. These are going to be your main headaches for Birdcage Doflamingo. If you're going to try to get over green, you need a way to remove it. Ragnarok allows you to do so. So depending on what locals you go to, if you know all your local players there are going to be playing Bonnie, you might want to be looking for Ragnarok to be included into your list. That way you can get rid of the 8-cost kids. But overall, let's dive into a bunch of games today, and I'll see you guys in a split second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today, coming at you guys with Birdcage Doflamingo here in OP07. And before we get into it, go ahead and, do a little harmless plug. Discord is now up, by the way. For everybody who's finally been asking about it. Yeah, it took me a long time, but it's up. It's up. It's working. We're getting there. We're going to slowly start building a new community here for the One Piece scene on the channel and in the Discord. But in any case, let's dive back up into this matchup here. We're probably going to take this game very, very slow. I know we got the Birdcage, but pretty much everything that Luffy drops on board is a 5 cost and under, other than, what's his name, Gecko Moria. So this should be an easy game, only because we actually did draw into the Birdcage. I don't know why you're doing that. That seems silly to me. Yeah, sure. I guess because we can get 2 searches off next turn, but logically speaking, we are just dropping the cage and calling it a day. There's no other reason not to. I think if we decided to do the baby searches, it sets us back a whole nother turn. And that's not something that we actually want to go about doing. Okay, they got Sabo. Little does he know that's going to be a very irrelevant card here. As long as we can find either a kid or another queen, we're chilling. Alright, we're in business. Let's drop the cage, and we'll go about our day. I think we can actually go 5 here. Going 5 wouldn't be too bad, because we can play Dillinger down, we can get more Dawn, we can play Baby 5. How do I want to do this? 2 Dawn open. Does he run events? Now let's just do the cage. It's probably better that way just to play the cage down. Unless he runs like Dragon Claw or something. No, guess not. Cool. It's a lot of cards in hand. This is when the 4-drop law would be really, really relevant here. And I'm thinking about making space in some of these lists to make it a little bit, I guess, valuable. Because you are going to play against a lot of blue decks in this format. You are going to play against Perona, Gecko Moria, Rablucci, all that sort of thing. And they typically have a lot of cards in hand. Law might have a little bit of a value in this deck. More so than he does now. Like, he does work, but there are occasions where you want something that you can play on board that has the minus Dawn effect to extend cage. And sometimes you can do laws. Most of the time you can't, depending on what you're playing against. I don't mind this, because I'm not going to give him both those cards in hand. That sucks. That's not something I want to see. Sure. Another Dillinger. Those were not good draws there. Or life cards to get off life. Alright, so at least Birdcage will lock down the ace. Playing down Kid allows me to extend it, but I don't necessarily need it right now. It might be better just to play down Queen. That way I have another blocker on board in hopes that I can draw into an event off of the Queen search. Or we can play Baby 5 and go about it that way, but we need the blocker on board. Please. Wow. Okay. Alright. You know, in the very beginning of the game, like an opening hand, sure, no problem. Awesome. We got a Birdcage, we got 7-drop Kid. But, we're struggling right now, boys. Can't draw that. Guess we'll take the... Ooh, actually. The 2K is probably the best option. 2K into this. Again, why, though? What's the point? Like, you could attach 3 and went 5 face, I guess. That might have just been, you know, free damage, so logically I'm not going to block with Queen. But, alright. We'll take that. Sure. There's the Sabo. So everybody's protected here with Sabo's ability. We only go up to 8 Dawn next turn, so it's kind of irrelevant right now. Thunderbolt. Huh? Oh, okay, he trashed Shirahoshi and Thunderbolt. Alright, that makes sense. Still left 2 Dawn up, though. I don't think we should care about this. I think we should just take the 9K. 2 Dawn open gives me the impression he's running some sort of event. If not, he could have taken off one of those Dawns, added the 2 Dawns to Garp, and swung at me with 5 with Garp previously. But what do I know? Let's go 5 into this. We could get down to Pika. I mean, we've got 4 Dawn left to play with here. So depending on what that last life is, it might be an event that might be useful here. And that'll push us up to 9K twice. and maybe we'll survive. If not, if we do survive, the following turn we go up to 10 Dawn. So we have an option of dropping Zoro or the 7-cost Kid. The 7-cost Kid extends the Birdcage for us, pushes leader to 7, 3 Dawn left open. We can attach one to Pika, attach one to Dofi, go 7 for both of these. And then at the end we can restand the 2 Dawn. That way we'll have 3 Dawn access, essentially. This is a 9k swing too. I can't punk Gibson the Sabo. He's got 6 Dawn left to play with, so it's possible that he has ace in hand, maybe? And that could swing at 8. Which is not so bad, right? Pretty good. But we still have to deal with at least one more swing. If he attacks with Sabo here, he definitely loses the game. Plays down another Sabo. Okay. I hate to see it, but that's fair. What do you trash, though? Okay, so he did have an ace in hand. Interesting. We'll rest the other Sabo. That just seemed like a very irrelevant thing to do. Maybe he's thinking that Birdcage is going to pop this turn, that's why he did that. I guess that's the only logical reason to play it, but we're going to play down Kid. Extend the cage. Keep everybody locked down. I'm sure he's big sad about that. And now we have enough Dawn to be able to go 7, 7, and 7, right? 1, 2, 3. We could do that. We could. But then Pika wouldn't be able to restand unless I give up using the spiderweb. Dillinger gets me 1 more Dawn at the end of the turn, so I'll get me back 3 Dawn. I think that was a little silly. I probably shouldn't have done that. But we'll see, we'll see. I mean, we have enough Dawn just to restand the Queen anyway. That's all we really need. Going 6 each time, he still has to give me a 2k. Yep. And if he decides to kill Pika here, we can just rest the Dillinger to make it, not happen. And whatever he plays here, we're just going to rest the other Sabo. So, I'm pretty sure this game's over. What happened? He Thunderbolted Queen, okay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I could restand it with Spiderweb. Actually, yeah, let's restand it with Spiderweb and give it the 2k. Just because it seems like he wants to play something down here on board. So it wouldn't make any sense for him to do it like this. Because he just went 5, you know what I mean? So we'll Spiderweb her, we'll stand her up. And I'll give out the 2k to make it survive. And then whatever he plays down, we'll just rest the blocker. So, unless it's another Sabo to replace this Sabo, he's in trouble. I think my boy doesn't know what to do now. I feel like we've been here for a while, and hopefully the power of editing gets us through this. But, I don't know if he expect me to protect the sugar there with the Spiderweb and the 2k. Oh, you're going for it. Awesome. What's that, 6 Dawn left? Yeah, sure, that's fine. Hopefully he does not have an ace. Nice. Well, hold on. He had 2... Oh, he didn't have enough Dawn for that, doesn't look like, I don't think. That's 2 there and 2 on Luffy. Yeah. We're chilling, boys. Because that was enough for him to go 8k, and we're 6, so we had the 2k counter and the sugar in hand to go up to 9, so I think we were fine regardless if he had ace on board or not there. 4 cards in hand. I think we just go face and just end the game. He shouldn't have enough counter in hand, I don't think. Because that puts him at a 7. Yeah. We're chilling. Let's get up in there, Pika. Let's go 11. Say what you want about Pika, but he did work, alright? He did work today. Good game, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're going to dive into another game. I'm going to come at you guys rapid fire. As much as we can here. Playing into RP Luffy, which he should win this game. Unless I draw a cage and I draw well enough, this is going to be a tough game for us. Can I get a good search, please? Nice, let's go, boys. Maybe we'll lose. But if he ramps properly into like his big bodies, cage ain't doing all too much against this deck. Alright, so what do we do here? Zoro maybe? I still think a lot of decks run that card in RP Luffy. Not that it's bad or anything, but I shouldn't really expect a whole lot of damage here. Okay, that is not what I thought he would play down. Interesting. Wonder why he played Sanji here. Okay, going 7. Alright, sure, no problem. I'm glad he decided to attack me and not attack the baby 5, but the baby 5 does get another search off next turn before I have to play down Birdcage. Like, that's something that we can do. Or we can just ramp up, play cage down, and good luck. The one moment where that additional ramp really helps out at a time like this is pretty crazy. But we don't have to do it right now, though. If we could play down baby 5, we can play down Sugar the rest of this. We could search out with baby 5 here. 2 Dawn open to play with. Let's go with 5 into this. Maybe he'll give me cards out of hand to guard this. I doubt it, but we'll try to see if we can remove it first. Nice. So you played that on board for nothing, which is awesome. We need to search into an event. Because next turn, it's possible that he plays some sort of rusher. Okay, so here's a spiderweb. We can do the baby 5 here as well. I guess we'll take the 2k counter. We'll pass it up. So we do have the spiderweb. Although I would rather save it for the Diamante if we have to. Sure. That's a little weird. Like, you know I have the Birdcage. I don't understand. 5 active. Is he going to queen me? He is going to queen me. Let's go, boys. So this slows him down, which is nice, because he hasn't had any ramp cards at the moment. And I don't remember if he mulliganed or not. Arrest that. Now we'll play Birdcage. Considering Queen is taking a little nappy nap. This lets us do a thing. We can go 6 with leader, and then we can search off with baby 5 if we wanted to. That's probably the best choice of action, but this might get us a 2k. So we have Off-White to play with and Spiderweb. Again, Spiderweb's not going to get any value. I kind of want to save that for Diamante or Queen. What's up with the Machina? A little interesting take, but okay. Arrest this, I guess. We have no choice. Like, you don't have a choice with Sugar, by the way. Like, all you people that play with Sugar at locals, you do not have a choice. When something hits the board, Sugar has to be activated. You cannot say no. It's not may I, it's you activate this effect. No matter what. Which is unfortunate. But sometimes it'd be like that. You don't get to pick and choose when Sugar activates. You have to do it. I mean, to be fair, that was probably what I would have done in that scenario. Because Sugar still activates when she's rested. One Dawn open for a Rad Beam or Guard Point. Otherwise, he would just went 11k into Sugar and call it a day. So we get Dofi here. We're at the 9. So it seems like Birdcage is going to pop next turn. Unless we get something relevant. The Diamante. We just play the Pika and pass turn over. I'd rather do it like this instead of going 6k to leader there. Just so I have 2 attackers in for the following turn. And Diamante can block here and restand himself with the Spiderweb and the 2k counter to make sure he's protected. So that'll put him up to a 10k. Or 11k, sorry. No. Math is hard. That'll put me to a 12k. Goodness. Dragon. Actually, that's really good. I love to see that. Didn't expect that, to be fair. I was thinking something like a Newgate or something. Because that is only 9 Dawn he needs, so. But I'll take this. He does have Rush. Goes in at 9. We can guard out, Spiderweb myself. And call it a day. Now what do you do? Swings in for 8. I could block out here, or we can get rid of both 2k counters. Let's just take the hit. Darn it, another Birdcage. That's not great. I really needed to see like a kid or a queen there. Something that's going to allow me to extend cage for one more turn. Nope, won't get there. Alright, fair. Guess our only choice is to drop Dofi, lock. Sure. I mean, we could go 6k with this. But I'm not going to restand it at the end of the turn, you know? Because I need the Dawn for the events here. Just in case he does have a rush units. Because now would be the time for him to play down something like Kid or Killer. I thought he went like AFK, went to sleep or whatever, but no, just sitting there, just chilling. He finally decided to play Newgate though. Alright. So how do we go about this though? We've got Force 8, 12k counter in hands. I think we can survive. But I think we have to go for game at some point. Hody Jones allows me to rest the Newgate and the Dawn. Let's get the search off. Nice, we get the Spiderweb. That's kind of what we needed. We could drop this, rest the Dawn, and do some little bit of aggro plays. Boop, boop. Alright, so we get baby 5 from that. We can go 10. I don't really care about the units on board as much as I do is trying to go for face here. Because Diamante should be able to absorb some of these attacks, depending on how he plays it. So that was a 0 cost event. So do you not have counter, or... Okay, there's a 2k. I guess we should just pass here, right? Attaching 2 more Dawn, swinging it with Pika doesn't really seem, a good idea. We still have 1 life. Hopefully it's not another dragon, and then we're fine. I don't think that's what you want to do, that's for sure. We can actually take this hit and be fine. Because he only has 5 Dawn left. So that is 11k with Luffy, leader, and then 9k with Dragon, or he can go 10 and 10. Diamante has an opportunity of blocking both, because we have Spiderweb. Yeah, he can go 10 and 10 with Luffy. Luffy and, sorry, Dragon. It's about to be real upset. Why would you do that? 13k, instead of going 10 and 10. Right? Am I tripping? Or is that what he should have done? He should have went 10-10, right? Or he could have went 9 and 9 and saved the 1 Dawn for like a Rad Beam. But I feel like doing it this way is less efficient. Now what? Why didn't you just do that in the first place? That's what you're going to do. That's crazy. So that would have been the 10k unblockable. I guess we still have the Dawn to get out anyway. So, sorry buddy, you're gonna, end your turn, so thank you, appreciate it. Alright, let's get him, boys. We'll go 7, 7, yep, sure, no trigger, awesome. I do like the addition of Dragon and RP Luffy though, I think that's pretty good. Might have to play around with that for a little bit. He took the first 7. So he had a 2k counter unless he drew into that. I'm thinking he drew into it. Okay, so he does not have enough counter in hand. And this should be a good game. Definitely was fun. The Dragon tech is pretty interesting. He was also playing with the Sanji over there as well. So I'm going to have to look into a list here with RP Luffy for the update. So that might be a little bit of fun. Go 10. Do we have the W? Right, so we get a Punk Gibson here. So let's go 5 and play down Dellinger. Our hand is absolutely terrible. This was the mulligan too, so it just sucks. No Birdcage, no nothing that's relevant right now. Plays on Garp, of course. Alright, so he has the 5 cost Rush Ace. The heck is that? Buzz Cut Mochi. Okay. Alright. So this isn't going to be one of your average run-of-the-mill Black Yellow Luffy lists. I love it. Love to see it. A little spicy, but that seems a little bit irrelevant considering you don't play any cards in hand that have triggers that are a 4 cost or less in this deck. Unless I'm missing something. Getting another Dellinger off draw kind of feels really bad. So let's go 7 face. Yep. So now it leads me to believe he plays with a playset of these. Or that's just the one of. Otherwise, why is it in the deck, you know? A little weird. Sure. Because it is going to hurt the consistency, I think. No, I don't want to counter this either. But we have to. Just going down the 2 life here is pretty bad in this scenario. Especially when he has all those cards in hand. And he hard cast to Shirahoshi. Man. This guy's feeling like super brave. Gets rid of an ace. And a Luffy. Okay, that's not too bad. Because now we know there's 2 aces. I mean, that's not too bad. He got rid of an ace and another Luffy here. We draw into a Kid, which we're definitely going to play down on board. Can't really do much else there. Dellinger's not going to get us a lot of value if we play another one of those. Zoro can't do anything here, obviously. So we'll get down the Kid. Don't know why I blinked on his name. Come on, take the damage. Alright, got Sabo from Three Brothers Bond. Not a problem. So that means Sabo's probably going to come down this turn. If I had to guess. He definitely needs blockers on board. He has no Sabos in trash so far. Unless he discards one with his leader ability and puts that back on top. Plays the baby on board and does a thing. But I don't see that happening. Okay, hard cast again. Sure. Yep. So Shirahoshi and another ace go to the trash. So leader swings in for 7, I'd assume here. We do have Punk Gibson here. He whiffed on his search. Love to see it. Go up to 7. Draw Sugar. That's not really good here in this scenario, but maybe it can help us for next turn. For now, we only can rest the Garp. But this might protect us for next turn if in case he decides to drop another Sabo or Ace on board. We know he has at least 1 ace in hand. There's no reason to attack him with the 8-cost Kid. Because that way it'll put him to 0 life, and I want him to use a card in hand to burn that life for himself. Just waste resources here. 10 Don open. I'm guessing maybe a Gecko Moria play. We finally get a Birdcage. That might have been bad. We probably should have guarded it, though. Let's rest the Hiyori, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Yep. I guess it does matter. I should have probably done that, right? Oh well. I didn't really expect that, to be honest. That's my bad. Yep. Darn it. Yep. Sure. But do you have enough counter for next turn? That's really the question. Because you have 4 Dawn left. No other blockers that you can play down here. I think he loses, but we'll see. He is a 7k leader now. Trash Sabo. Yep. Ace, ace. Sure. Oh, wow. Alright. Now he's a 9k leader. Do you have another one? Well, good game, boys. We tried. We tried. Absolutely terrible. We tried. Yep. Nah, we're chilling. We're chilling. We're fine. We're fine. We'll get there. We got this. He only has 5 cards in hands. We can play Birdcage next turn, lock him down, and then he can't do anything relevant. I feel like we should guard this one and to take the leader swing. There's no way we're guarding out of the leader swing period. Because that is a monster. What was that, 13k? Yeah, I'll pass. You got it, buddy. Okay, so... Oh, we actually got the queen here as well. That's really good. Because if we decide to play down Dofi, we lose. We need a way to guard from the 5-cost Luffy on board and from the leader for the next turn. So queen comes down first. That way we can play down Birdcage. Lock everything else up. Get a Diamante there as well. We have enough counter in hand. Let's drop the cage. And we can attack with leader, which is unfortunate. He is a big boy. We'll pass it up. This will at least allow us to... What was I going to tell you? Nah. I guess we have to do this, right? Yeah. Yeah, I guess we have to do this. I'd rather attack with the kid here instead of the leader. Like, honestly. Just so the kid can also act as another pseudo blocker in case he wants to go into it this turn. So we clear the Hiyori with kid. Not really a big deal. I probably shouldn't have done that. Like, realistically, I should just attack the Hiyori with Doflamingo. And what about my day? But, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure this Luffy can't do anything here this turn. I don't think he's going to be able to survive next turn when I decided to go 18k with kid. Unless he has blockers. So let's power it up. That's an 8k swing. Remember, we have queen. So. Yep. Now what? What do you do? There's Moria. Sure. Oh, that's a lot of attacks. I was not prepared for this. Oh, no. We're good. We're good. It's a good thing we attacked the kid then. Because if we attacked with Dofi, we would have lost, right? Because quick math. These are both 7k swings that have 2 2k counters in hand. We can block the leader with the queen. Yeah, no, we're good, boys. We got there. I'd like to say that was planned. But I totally forgot about the Moria, so I'm glad we attacked with the kid. See, we chillin'. We chillin'. We almost made the misplay. We almost did. You know, just a big brain play that was unintentional won us the game. Because we attacked with the kid to kill the Hiyori instead of attacking the Hiyori with the Dofi. That extra 1k really mattered. So, what do you do here, bud? Yeah, that's right. Good game. We earned this one. Let's go, boys. Give it to me. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably play this one in one more game after this, and then we'll call it a day. In any case, we're playing against a Film Uta as Birdcage Dofi from OP07. So hopefully, we don't get stomped here. This is a very tough matchup for you guys unless we see Birdcage, in which we do have it in our first opening hand. We didn't even have to mulligan into this, which is awesome. Blue no. Alright, easy peasy. We're going to play down Uta and then run into it with Dofi. I'd imagine they let it go. I mean, it's only 2k, so. I just want to deal with this now instead of having to deal with it later. And by clearing this, it makes their turn a little awkward where they have to attack first. And they can't activate Nami ability, you know? And then we can just get the rest it with sugar, so. Alright, so there goes Blue no. Alright, come on, what are you doing? I hate people do this, man. They stall games for so long for no reason. The power of editing throughout these videos. Alright, 4 Dawn. So this is what I'm thinking. They can't play Nami here. Because if they play Nami, he gets rested, right? And then we just attack into it. I think they have to attack first with leader here, which leaves up 3 Dawn. So those 3 Dawn, they could do something like an Usopp, a Nami, that's going to get rested. Usopp will get rested. So their only other scenario is to pass turn, probably. Play down a Bluno, which gets rested. Wow, they actually did play him invincible. That's crazy. I mean, you got it, because I'm not going to give you an event for this. But still, that sucks. Yep. It's 2 life to 5 already. Sugar, you're going to carry me this game, watch. Guarantee it. She's going to be, like, the best card we have here. Unless they rest it and blacklight her, I think we're chilling. Because we have blockers for this turn with Diamante, which is nice. And then we could guard out, hit him with that spiderweb to restand him to make sure we can guard something else here as well. Now these are the type of sim games in which I don't want to post on the channel at all, because people just take forever. My goodness. They get Brook. Come on, Brook, what are you playing? There you go. Alright. Let's rest the Brook here with Sugar. They could go 7 here, potentially. Okay, so they get Luffy. Going into Sugar. We can rest up with this, restand, or drop the 2k. Let's drop the 2k. It's a lot better to just do it that way. Let's get the kid on board. Let's go 6k to Brook. The reason why I decided to go Brook instead of leader is because I want to see if I can get cards out of hand. If they don't know we have Birdcage, and I would assume that they would think if we had Birdcage we would have played it by now, right? Oh, they actually gave us the Brook. Well, that sucks. That's a little awkward. How about the pass now? I was hoping they give us cards there, but maybe they don't have counter in hand, which seems unlikely, so I don't know why they just didn't guard out for the Brook. No Luffy. These guys are brave, man. I guess they don't know how Sugar works, huh? Just because Hody can rest something, does that mean Sugar can't rest you? Yep. What are you gonna do with that? They rest Diamante and the kid. Okay. Well, you're gonna learn today. So we get to keep both our Dawn, which is nice. I'm not sure why they decided to rest the kid there, to be honest. It seems a little weird. Right? They did rest the kid. Yeah, they rested the kid. Okay. I have to go back and read real quick. 6k lead. I can give them baby 5 here instead of taking this hit. So Usopp here is irrelevant. We can get rid of that if we need to. We draw a spiderweb. So Diamante is chilling now, boys. We got 2 spiderwebs and a Punk Gibson. Let's drop this on board. We can attach 1 Dawn to this, get the swing off. So we have 3 attacks this turn. The following turn, Diamante can spiderweb, and protect me for 10k, which is nice. Come on, give me another 1k. Let's go. What you got? Alright, so we got a Zoro and a Sanji 2k there. Do the thing. Make sure Birdcage is going to stay around for a while. I think this is going to be a damage. Nice. Y'all don't play with triggers. Come on now. What are you doing? Well, I guess they could play with triggers. I don't know if they're running any other cards outside of film stuff here, so it's a possibility. Okay, I'm invincible. Interesting. You better be guarding considering you played that. Otherwise, I guess it was just a big waste. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. That leads me to believe they have no counter cards in hand. Otherwise, why play the I'm Invincible if you can just drop the 2k to protect it from a 6? I love how the fact that Diamante can just restand with the leader ability. Or sorry, with his ability. I think a lot of people that you play against kind of forget that. that Birdcage cannot lock down Diamante if he has that Don attached to him at the end of your turn, which is really good. The only time it does work is if Uta currently attacks me and we don't have Spiderweb in hand and I block out with Diamante, he does stay rested and he does not restand on my turn. He will restand at the end of my turn, but not during my turn, because Birdcage will keep him locked down in that scenario. But if you look at it right now, right, if she plays down Eustace Kid, okay, if she plays down Kid, she does have Kid. I was either thinking it's going to be Kid or Luffy, but if she plays down Kid, we get to rest it, and then Kid can't activate his ability. Because you have to rest Kid to use his ability to play a card. So she has 2 Dawn open, which would mean Bluno could come down, or if she plays Bluno, then Kid can't be active. Okay, so Kid can't be active. Good job. That seemed a little silly. Yeah, sure, you got the blocker. But you don't have the Dawn to attach to the Kid. I want to say that was a misplay. Like, 100% I want to say that was a misplay. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they intentionally attached 2 Dawn to leader and then swung at mine, instead of attaching Dawn to Kid. I don't know. We can guard here again. We can restand myself as well. But I guess we'll find out what's in the hand here. Because we can take this relatively slow, and which is probably the best thing to do. Because they do have a lot of cards in hand, and I don't think we can get there if we decide to just stack all Dawn and go for it. It might not be the way to go. Because they have 9, right? We don't have to attack into the Kid at all, because he can be a blocker anyhow, and we can leave up a couple Dawn for Punk Gibson just in case. And we do have the Ragnarok to pop either or if it comes down to it. She takes this hit. I feel like they have enough counter. Let's just try it. Actually, no. Let's attack with leader. Let's attack with leader. Let's go 5. Depending on what they give me here, then we'll just try it with the Kid. If they give me a 2k counter, then maybe. Okay, I forgot they have the Uta. There's no way they have enough counter for this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, they need, what, 6 2k counters to get out of this? Yeah, 6 2ks. Nice, let's go. Wow, look at that hand, though. That's crazy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will probably be the last game for today. When it comes to Birdcage Doflamingo, I will be diving back into this leader sometime during OP07 to show you guys other variations of this list. There are other cards I want to play with, be it the 5-drop Bonnie and Supernova. A Supernova package might be really, really good here in Birdcage Dofi, so that's something I'm going to start tinkering around with. Ooh, thanks for the Birdcage, appreciate it. And we're talking like 8-cost Kid, the 5-drop Bonnie, the Searcher Bonnie. We're going to play around with cards like that and see how this deck does. But that's it for the next video, or the next Dofi video. But in any case, let's play around into Odin and see what this deck's going to be about. I do know that Odin plays around with a lot of Wanu cards that are 5 cost and under, other than the 8 cost Odin and then the 6 cost Kinemon. So we should be really, really well here with Birdcage. Yep. So he's locked down permanently now, so I don't have to worry about Denjiro anymore, because we can cage him this turn. And then we can only get a 6k swing off on Pika, because he's a 6k leader. See? Pika's about to put in some work, boys. Let me get them counter cards. Let's go. Okay, alright. I know you got counter in hand, so that seemed a little weird. We'll lock everything down, we'll pass it up. We do have Punk Gibson still. I think we need the event, don't we? Alright, I'll restand Pika here. I don't really care about him doing 1 damage to me. It's more so if he has the 5-cost Yamato I have to really worried about. But I think... Why you play Ryuma for? I wonder if he didn't realize that I got the restand myself. That's crazy. Going 9. If only we had the Punk Gibson now, right? We'll take it. Another Birdcage. That sucks. Another Pika. Ooh. Having the second Pika is not a bad idea. That's 2 Pikas that constantly keep swinging for 6 and he can't pop them. 3 Don open. We can go 6 with lead here as well. So there's 2 6s coming at him. I think we're chilling, boys. And then we can restand both Pikas at the end of the turn. Or the 1 Pika, sorry. Nice. He does run with Yamato. So that's good to know. But either that was his only one he has, or he has another one in hand. Please no. Okay. 5 Don open. Darn. Alright, this is going to be a problem. We do have a bit of counter in hand. Punk Gibson can rest the Ryoma here. 2, 4. Okay, now we're chilling, depending on how he puts his Don up. This will make us a 7k, or 6k, sorry. Yeah, might as well just go for it. If he has enough, he has enough. But we'll see. There's no way he shouldn't be able to counter these. There you go. The coolest thing about Odin here is if you have a 5-cost Wanu on board, every card, or Odin becomes a 6k, sorry, which is really, really nice. And then every Wanu card in your hand that doesn't have counter automatically has 1000 counter, which is really cool. This leader's really, really good. I just feel like he needs a couple more cards to make him like really pop off. But currently I think he's pretty strong. Or maybe we haven't really found the right build to make this leader be a bigger threat. Going 11. We have just enough. I appreciate you. I mean, let's be honest. He didn't know we had 3 2Ks, so going 11 was a pretty good idea. But I think he needs the 2 Dawn active to survive this turn. So maybe that was all he could do. Because now we're at 10. We can Dofi this. And that might be the correct play. Actually, yeah, let's Dofi. Let's Dofi. We can rest the leader, and everybody else is irrelevant because they're locked down with Birdcage. But this will keep him from attacking me next turn with leader and Izo. Because there's no way we beat him right now, right? With all the events he has in hand. This is still 4 attacks coming his way, though. Come on, buddy. Okay. That's a 2k. He's running out, boys. Event? Okay. Nope. We got 1 event out of that, which is pretty good. And we'll restand both. There's no need to restand the Pikas here. I have to get an event off life here to make the 2 Dawn be useful. So, I'm hoping we'll be fine. Should we just give this to him? Oh, I win. Ooh. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're chilling. Because we have Dofi up. He just no blockers, 10k. That's GG. Well played, buddy. Good try. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video. We'll be talking about the deck list, any changes I'm going to do to the list and all that sort of thing. But before we get into it, I want to go ahead and talk about the Discord is now live. You should see the link down in the description. If not, click on the Discord icon to hop into the Discord. Come tell me I suck. Come say hi. It is what it is. We will talk all things One Piece related, gaming, and all that sort of stuff. But overall, this has been my lists for Birdcage Doflamingo for OP07. Again, I've done numerous different builds of Dofi here on the channel. So I do hope you guys find one you enjoy. If you have any questions when it comes to this deck, what's my personal preferences for certain cards, ratios, all that sort of thing, you can always at me in the Discord or in the comments below. In any case, this is another variation of Dofi that utilizes Eustace Kid, and I've done multiple variations of this one here on the channel as well. I do very much enjoy Eustace Kid here, and I enjoy the variation with Hody Jones, Douglas Bullet. I think in going in OP07, Kid has a ridiculous amount of value. And I think you guys should also give that a try. If you want to include Hody Jones into this list, you very much can. If you don't like Pika, like I said, I might be coping with this, I'm not sure yet. You can get rid of the Pika here to add in 2 Hody Jones. I wouldn't add any more than that, but that's just my 2 cents. In any case, this is going to be a nuisance for every deck in the format. This is going to be really good into decks like Enel as well, unless they just decide to Kingdom Come or Raigo you, so do be mindful of that. Other than that, Doflamingo is not going to be a tier 1 deck. He's probably going to be teetering between tier 2 and tier 3 going into this format, because you have a lot of counter decks out there who just make it a little bit harder for you to deal with, especially things like Jewelry Bonnie, Boa Hancock, and Rob Lucci, Gecko Moria. I feel Gecko is a lot easier to deal with as Birdcage Dofi. Once you get Cage on board, you simply just go face all the time, ignore board. But you have decks like Rob Lucci and cards like this that are a monster, and there's nothing you can do about it. Where's she at? Stussy. So whatever big body you got on board, it don't matter, because she just gonna kill it. Rob Lucci just gonna kill it, and you're gonna lose. So do keep that in mind. But overall, this has been Pawseplays. Remember to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe for your content. When it comes to all things One Piece on the channel, hop in the Discord, come tell me I suck. It is what it is. I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.